Let's first take a look at what the application looks like. And Mihaela, I know you have a lot of experience with that, and we have also prepared for you a little slide where you can see a little bit what the application procedure looks like. So would you mind walking us through that?
Yes, of course. The application procedure at HAN is quite easy to do. The first step is for all students interested to apply to one of our programs is to check the admission criteria. They are on our website, so do a good check beforehand to see what you have to fulfill in terms of requirements and also what kind of documents you need to submit. And then it's quite simple. The application process starts through StudyLink. StudyLink is a centralized application system for the Netherlands. That's where students can find all the programs in the Netherlands and all the universities in the Netherlands they want to apply to. Making a login, putting the detail, filling in the details there. And then when you chose your program of interest and the university, the application will be sent straight into our application system of the university. There, you'll receive notification with everything you need to do. And your next step is to go to the My Application portal at the HAN University of Applied Sciences. There you can see all the documents you need to submit, like we need a passport photo, we need your grade list and your final diploma when you have it. The English proficiency requirement is in there as well. And applicants can just upload the documents. It's quite easy, very user-friendly. There you also see what the next step after that is, to participate in a matching interview. So we'll take you in your My Application portal through all the steps that you need to take to finalize your application, and hopefully you're going to be accepted.
So I'm curious to learn from Rafael, how did you experience the application procedure yourself as a student?
Yeah, well, when I was applying, it was very daunting in the beginning, of course. I think every student, while they're applying, you're nervous for various reasons. Mm-hmm. But I think something that helped calm me down was exactly what you were talking about, which is all this entire process is backed up by constant emails and constant notifications of how your application procedure is going. Also constant reminders of things you still have to do, and a lot of help as well. There's the help email for the HAN, also for housing, and for the application itself, where you can just ask whatever question, and really they're very efficient in replying. So all in all, my application procedure was really nice, aside from all the stressful times.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that there were any challenging parts of the application process for you?
Yeah, I would say there's always some sort of challenge, right? For me, that was the college level classes that I took. My high school is American-based high school in Ecuador, and we have AP level classes. And getting the credits for those classes that I took credited to me for the HAN was a bit, there was a bit of extra steps required to prove that I have taken a certain class and all that, because normally here you accept, in Europe it's IB diploma is more prominent. But even with those extra steps, it wasn't really a problem. It was just a matter of asking the right question and then doing what I was told.
Yeah, because Mihaela, how do you deal with for example, of course, you must have seen a lot of different scores being submitted to you, a lot of different grade systems. How do you deal with the diversity of those grades?
Well, my colleagues at admissions office, I think they've seen almost every high school diploma or bachelor diploma under the sun. You can imagine we have a lot of applicants from all over the world, from different countries with different systems. So my colleagues usually know their way around. All applications will be evaluated individually, and if there is something that we're not familiar with, we will find the resources to properly evaluate the diploma or help the student or the applicant submit the right documentation that we need to proceed with the evaluation. So one way or the other, we will evaluate all the applications based on our standards, of course, and our admission requirements.
All right, so say that I want to start with my studies in September 2023. Which date would you recommend me to apply?
As early as possible.
Do we have any deadlines that you want to share with us?
There are deadlines for non-European students that want to start in September. The deadline is 1st of June or 1st of May, depending on the program. That's why it's important to check our website or the program of your choice. And we also, for some programs, have a February application, and that is 1st of November for non-European students. For European students is 15th of August for September and 15th of January for February. But and I'll make a but now. It is very important that students apply early. Application opens on the 1st of October in the previous year before the start. So for September 2023, application opened already in 1st of October in 2022, which is important so students can prepare and take things easy and not rush or have stress. It's a nervous process. I mean, it's emotional. I understand, but it's also important to start looking for housing as soon as possible. So it's good to have the application behind you, to know whether you're accepted or not, and then to move forward with arranging other matters such as housing.
When is a student eligible to apply, and is there like a specific score that you're looking for at the admissions?
Well, as you mentioned before, different countries have different grading systems. We do take that into account. I think what is important is that you have studied the required subject for the program of your choice at the right level. So we look at how many years did you study that, what is the level of the required subject, and we will also look at the scores. But a passing score should already give you access to application and hopefully to acceptance.
Yes. And some of the viewers from home might have already looked into some of the practicalities about the admissions procedure, which go alongside the process that you outlined earlier. And in some cases, there is also written that you need to show a proof of your financial guarantee. Would you be able to tell us what a financial guarantee is and when it's needed?
Yes, of course. Well, once an applicant has been accepted, to be able to finalize the enrollment and become a student needs to pay the tuition fee. For European Union students, they have to pay only the tuition fee and take care of the living costs by themselves. But for non-European students, they are required to show that they have proof of sufficient means of to live in the Netherlands from our Immigration and Naturalization Department in the Netherlands. And we bundled all that into a package that is called financial guarantee. And the financial guarantee includes the tuition fee and the living cost and other services as well, like medical insurance is included in there, housing for students that want to benefit from housing from the university, and also a part of the living costs. So we bundled that to make it easier for our non-European students, but also to observe the Dutch immigration law.
Yeah, and the slide that we had just seen earlier just shows a little bit the amounts that you can expect when it comes to the different financial guarantees based on whether it's a bachelor's, it's a master's,
Yes.
and where you're from as well. Okay, so talked about that. I also wanted to go back a little into the outline that we saw earlier with you. So what are the different steps that are taken into consideration within your application procedure? And I saw that, well, you mentioned the matching interview as well. And I know that, Rafael, you had to do a matching interview within enrolling for your program. So would you mind explaining to us what that is and how you experienced that yourself?
Yeah, so matching interview, the objective is to essentially match a student with the correct bachelor. Of course, the student chooses the bachelor, and through the interview, you just make sure and kind of help them guide themselves through this process and also make sure they're making the right decision. So connect the correct bachelor to the student. For me, of course, even though I was told this very well in advance, I was extremely nervous. You know, I was getting ready for the interview. I was nice with my shirt. You know, it was very early in the morning because it's on the other side of the world. So
Right,
5 in the
different time
morning,
zones,
ready.
yeah.
You know, recently out of the shower, everything nice, nicely done. And then I get to the interview, and when it starts, it's like extremely casual. The tone, the first couple of questions were extremely friendly, were extremely calming, especially in this situation. As a student, it felt really nice. And then the first couple of questions set the tone for the meeting, and then I realized this was more about me personally rather than academic. You know, so
Yeah.
it was about figuring out what do I want to do, if I'm making the right choice, what do I like. Also about living in the Netherlands. So I got a great overview on all that. It was a really nice experience.
I want to actually tie into what you just said about matching. And I think the takeaway from this is that we want to have the right student at the right place. We want our students to be successful. And matching is one of the tools we have that goes both ways. So not only for us as a university or as a program to check to see whether the ambitions and the soft skills, for example, match with what we have to offer, but it's an opportunity for the applicant as well to check to see, is this what I want to do? Do I see myself here? And also an opportunity to ask questions that or share their doubts about, would I like it there? And so it's a two-way street. And I think the takeaway is, again, we want our students to be successful. And it starts already with the application process. That's part of it.